To show you again that live driving picture, crews making their way up from Roanoke, Virginia to Washington, D.C. in the midst of the snowstorm right now that is expected to really hammer the East Coast over the next few days. And again, you can see that the snow-covered interstate there, they do have this one lane that looks like it's pretty well plowed. But it is going to be a rough journey for millions of Americans beginning this afternoon and really all through the weekend. So let's bring in Chuck Lofton and discuss how much snow is going to fall and how this all impacts Indiana.
It depends on where you are. The thing with these storms, Scott, is, I mean, it's feast or famine.
Yeah.
I think parts of Indiana get an inch today and then maybe 30 inches, maybe 30 inches, if you could believe that, in Washington, D.C. in that area. Let's take a look at our SkyTrak Doppler 13 radar this morning, and here we go. I mean, we do have some light snow, as many of you know, in our viewing area right now, but it's well to the south. Here's Columbus, here's Westport. So really, this stuff's blowing around Seymour on I-65. You take that in 31 into Louisville, and this is where the nastiness really begins. In fact, look at 65. If you were with us on Sunrise this morning, the freezing rain went up to about Cave City and was happening for about 4 hours. Then the snow came on top of it, so that's a real mess. In the meantime, we have the potential for severe weather from Atlanta over towards Savannah, Charleston, and then into Florida. And look at this. Just in about, 150 miles, you have strong thunderstorms, freezing rain around Columbia, and then snow in Raleigh, and all the way up 85 into nearly Washington, D.C. So this is really going to be an impact type of storm. I heard someone this morning, and I agree with that, call it a generational storm. That's the potential. In other words, we kind of gauge things in my generation, a little bit younger, on the storm of 1978. And the East Coast, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, this will be their storm of 78. Winter weather advisory, again, just south of Seymour, and then the winter storm warning in the counties around Louisville, including the towns of New Albany. Now, here's Washington, D.C., and again, you take this all the way up to Baltimore and towards New York City. This is a full-fledged blizzard warning until Sunday at 6 a.m. So here we are, not even, at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, the blizzard warning until Sunday at 6 a.m. That's the mammoth nature of this storm. Scott was asking about snow. We're thinking an inch or less, Greensburg on south. But once you get towards Caruthersville and then into Louisville, 5 to 10 inches of snow. Remember, for many of these folks, that's on top of ice. I strongly would discourage you from taking I-65 out of Louisville. If you're headed down there, I'd wait because you're not going to get anywhere. It's snowing so hard. Here's the foot. South of Louisville, near Lexington, over to 12 to 24 inches around Washington, D.C. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk about us, if we can, for a little bit, because our weather is so much better, 25 now, but the winds are gusting to 25 miles per hour, so it feels really cold out there. And, as I've been mentioning today, if you've seen the Today Show or on Sunrise, a very windy afternoon. We could see gusts in excess of 25 miles per hour. So as a result, some of the flights at Indy have been canceled or delayed due to this monster storm. Poor driving will continue in the far southern counties, and travel into Kentucky and Tennessee is awful. Now, for us, we'll go from 25 now to 27 by 3 p.m. and eventual high by 5 of 28. Will we see snow in the metro area? I think actually we could see just a couple of flurries spit around. Really nothing more than that. This storm is so far south, and you'll notice then the winds back up out of the east northeast. So tomorrow we're actually going to see some sunshine. Then the winds shift again to the south, east, and south over the weekend. So we'll keep the sun out and actually beat the freezing mark as we move into Sunday. So let's sum it all up for you. Cloudy and cold. Today's high 28. Tonight's low 20. 29 on Saturday. Sunday 34. How about that? We're going to see some of this stuff melt. 40 degrees on Monday with a chance for rain during the day, and then 32 again. We start to cool it back off Tuesday and Wednesday. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to hit our WeatherBug cameras again. We've got some magnificent, well, not magnificent if you're living there,
right,
but some unbelievable shots of this snow just pouring in there. We'll get to that in a few minutes.
Yeah, look forward to seeing that, Chuck.